Hey everybody, Colin from Track Attack here. We're back at the Safe Auto Vault for another paddock review. Today, we're going to be reviewing the new 911. Or is it the new 911? Either way, let's open the vault, let's check it out.
Hello, it is Trish from Track Attack, and we are back at Safe Auto doing a paddock review of the beautiful Porsche Carrera S with our newest guest, David. How you doing today, David?
Can't complain. How are you?
I can always complain, but I mean, no one cares.
Just another day.
Exactly. So we're going to talk about this beauty. How do you feel about it?
Body shape. I think it's a 911. Is that? It seems like a 911.
We're going to find out in just a second. Let's start at the front.
Sounds good. Well, I mean, what's to differentiate it from every other Porsche? It just seems to grow and smudge slightly.
Okay. So this is the angle we're going to operate then.
I believe that it's a great car. Mm-hmm. And it really is just an evolution of every other Porsche. Now, I'm not to say that that's bad.
No, but
is it the wow that you want when you're spending this type of money? The Porsche is something that we all aspire to. I mean, our dentist had one. We're doing okay now. Hooray! We've had a few years behind us. Why don't we buy one?
And we were talking about this earlier. It's one of those cars where you're not wrong. The style is iconic. It's beautiful, and this is why we gravitate towards it. And I'm a big fan of the if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I get that. But to your point, has it just become the
Corolla?
The rich guy's Corolla? Like, I mean that in the nicest possible way. Porsche people, please don't hate. I'm just like, is it a little watered down?
It's appropriate in this color because it really is the Swiss Army knife of Stuttgart. It does all.
Oh, fair. It's
great on track. It's great daily. I've got a buddy who puts 2 4s in the front. It has the space.
It has a frunk, so that's good.
It's a great car. It's an all-rounder. You want to use it, and that's why it is the go-to, because it is the honest choice. It's something that does great at everything.
So now that we're at the rear of the Porsche, you can see it's a little thick. And it's not a bad thing, because it's like I said, the style is something that has evolved. It's always maintained its shape, but it's definitely different.
I think that the Porsche designers have really kept track of all the evolution of not just their own car, but emoticons.
Okay.
And the idea that the Peach emoticon has become extremely popular as of recent. I mean, it's obviously grown. The track has grown, the Peach has grown a bit, but man, I'm peachy keen on it.
I like where you're going with this. So not only is Porsche, focusing on the design and engineering of the vehicle, but they are paying close attention to popular culture and how they can work it into the vehicles they sell to you and me.
With customer needs as our primary focus, work is proceeding on the crudely conceived idea of an instrument that would not only supply inverse reactive current for use in unilateral phase detractors, but would also be capable of automatically synchronizing cardinal gram meters. Such an instrument is the turbo encabulator.
And I mean, it's still the same old Porsche. You've got gorgeous little slats, a beautiful intake. The spoiler's gotten bigger. Everyone, you know you're speeding when the spoiler's up.
That's the name of the game. Like, that's one of those things now where it's like, if you don't have that, like, are you driving a sports car?
Exactly. And I mean, they've done the engineering to say that down here, there's air. And we want to intake that into the motor. Did you know that? I didn't know that.
So instead of putting the vents in front of the wheels, now they're behind?
Sure. But the engineers did it, and therefore it must be good.
It's true, because Porsche does build beautiful things. And it's not just the cars. Porsche design has always been kind of iconic, and that's the thing, not just in the vehicles, but like sunglasses, cell phones.
100%.
They've built a lot of really nice things.
We were talking about this earlier, though. Did it dilute the brand?
This is always my question. Like, and again, referring back to the, is it the wealthier Corolla of the day?
Yeah. Did you have a BlackBerry that was Porsche design?
And this is my struggle with this car. I love Porsches. Do not get me wrong.
Yeah.
But it is one of those things that because we have so many variants now and so many different price points we're trying to hit with it, has it become a little less special?
There's no arguing that the spec sheet, every time a 911 or any one of its variants comes out, is always better than the last.
This is true.
It is always an improvement.
Yeah.
Be it if you're talking about a stopwatch, if you're talking about the capacity. And that's why this one's grown in size. It's always that little bit better. But back to the dilution, we all wanted that pen because it was a certain amount of style that came along with it. Or at that point where you had a BlackBerry, maybe that design was something
Dating ourselves
special.
a bit. But
A bit. But anyway, the point is, the 911 is as old as that bit right there. Let's be honest. It's been around forever. The shape comes from the engine being in the rear. But it's actually no longer in the rear. They've moved it forward because that's an improvement.
little less murdery now, so you can hang it out in a corner and not have it snap all the way back at you.
The Widowmaker.
Exactly.
No one will call this a Widowmaker.
So we're talking about the engine, and so we've massaged it forward a little bit, so it's a little less murdery.
Right.
So let's have a look at it, shall we? Ooh, in all of its shining glory, ladies and gentlemen, soak it in. Look here, you can add oil. Oh, it's so nice.
It's a glory of badging and plastic.
It really is, because Porsche knows that if you're not German, you should not be playing with the engine.
I'm surprised that they didn't try to save weight somewhere here because this seems like a colossal waste.
All right, so that can't be the whole engine because it was like a
I
1x3 of plastic, right?
Supposed to be in the back. Did they move it too far forward? Like, is it? Okay, but that's a lot of space, though.
So that's definitely the engine back there.
Yes.
Amazing.
All right.
But you can fit snacks, so
Lots of snacks.
not so bad.
Track snacks.
Track snacks. All right, so now that we're inside,
Not a bad place to be.
I am not angry.
So it is an evolution again, but it's beautiful. The gauges are now electronic,
This-
OLED screens,
This is beautiful.
but they kept the analog tack. Love that throwback.
And the clock?
Gotta have the clock, right?
It's the little things.
It's really sleek in here. You appreciate the materials. I know you can change all sorts of different options in here.
But everything is relatively easy to use. Like all the things that you want to have access to immediately are at your fingertips.
For sure.
Important things like changing the exhaust note.
Yeah. And
Single button.
The button itself even, little bit of knurling. The details that
Yeah,
are
it's
in
true.
every single thing. You can change stuff on your steering wheel. Sport, race, everything right at your fingertips.
Drive mode, boom. But it's one of those things, and this is the thing that you have to appreciate about Porsche.
Yep.
Is that at the end of the day, the art is in the details.
100%.
Like everything that you see is, it's well made with love.
If it is above 10 RGs, replace the unit. If it is below 10 RGs, you will be directed to perform a series of tests that will effectively raise the billable hours for the service department, but will perform no other useful function.
So I'm not angry about it. The thing I'm missing though,
Back seats, they're there.
I don't care about those. The third pedal.
Oh yeah.
I understand that it's something that's coming in the near future for these vehicles, but there's just something about having one, and again, not to dilute Porsche from the storied sports car that it is,
Right.
but I really think if you're gonna sell a 911, like that's gotta be something that, it's gotta be part of the conversation all the time.
The argument is, are you at the track or are you going to the grocery store or are you going to Muskoka?
Yeah, but I'm one of those people, and I'll be honest, I'm one of those people that when I hear the argument from people, they're like, oh, I can't drive 3 pedals on the highway. Yes, you can.
Yeah, you can.
Yes, you
Yeah.
can. I do. He does.
Yeah.
We know you can.
Yeah.
So
Your
just,
left leg just gets so swole.
it's fine. It's fine. I like it. So in that case, I wish it was an option.
I agree
all.
with you. When we're narrowing down the convenience, it comes back to it is a daily car. The average consumer just wants to get in and go. And I understand that. Just give us the option to buy a manual,
Sure. So dear Porsche, just an extra third pedal every now and then,
please.
please. All right, so we've kind of walked all over and had a look around, and it's a pretty cool car. How do you feel about it?
You know, I said it earlier, the Swiss Army knife from Stuttgart, it's a great all-rounder. It does all those things. But the Swiss Army knife is not a weapon.
It's true, unless you're like a can of beans or something, it's not really scary.
Can of beans doesn't really speak to me.
Fair. So then if you don't love this, what would you like? Would you like it in any form?
Older.
Okay.
Yeah, give me an older 911.
This is the thing. It's like, so I love a Porsche if it's either old or I guess the most expensive of these ones. So there's really nothing in the middle. I feel like the entry level is just not enough of its heritage for me to really love it still.
Bring it back a little bit. Throw a Metzger at it. Now we're talking.
Just give me a third pedal and then we'll talk more about it. But overall, not a bad car, but not my car.
Same here.
Thank you all very much for watching today. I'm Trish. This is David.
Yo.
If you like what you see here with David, then you're going to want to vote for him. And you're always going to want to like and subscribe, because if you've been here this long, I know you dig it. Thank you very much for watching Track Attack.
Have a good one.